All right, live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, good day, everyone. It's TGD Today. It's Pro Golf Talk Live and coverage of the majors, and we're going to kind of merge and melt it all in together. How about that, guys?
That's not hard to do.
No, not hard. Good morning, Al.
Good morning. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing super great, man. I can't complain.
All in black. Good.
There
I
you
like
go.
it. Possum trot, sporting the colors.
That's it.
You're toned down today. I'm impressed.
Dude, I'm staying in white. If I have to wash my clothes every night, I'm wearing everything I got white for the next month, I can promise you.
No doubt.
All right, guys. U.S. Open, 115th, 156 players are teeing off as we speak, and let's talk a little bit of picks first. We discussed at length during the roundtable the golf course and what we thought of it, and what others thought of it, and what we thought was going to be the outcomes.
Mm-hmm.
And you, although you had a rant, I thought you handled it quite well.
Thank you. I tried to stay somewhat
Be
out
sure
of trouble.
be sure to check out our broadcast of re-air, I guess you could say, of the roundtable, so you can hear HR3's rant. So
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, he's got a very valid point.
does he?
I think so.
Well,
definitely.
that'll be the first one. Okay, let's look at some of the experts. Helen Ross, I guess she's an expert, senior writer. Her fantasy team is Ernie Els, Ricky Fowler, Roy McIlroy, and Phil Mickelson. Projected champion, Phil Mickelson. Sean Martin, projected champion, Phil Mickelson. Let's see. Piehowski, Phil Mickelson. Mike McAllister, Phil Mickelson. John Swantek, Phil Mickelson. Has Phil got a chance here, guys?
I pointed at you over here to let him look at my paper, and I had Phil Nicholson.
No, you didn't.
With 2 stars beside his name.
God almighty. What is this? The 45-year-old last swan song?
45 years old has nothing to
No.
do with squat.
I'm sitting here laying out the facts, dude.
Everybody's,
Is this it?
Everybody's
I mean-
pulling for him. They think this is his kind of golf course
Because,
it
as we
is
mentioned in the roundtable,
his
because of the short
imagination
game
and
created.
his, the Mickey Mouse-ness that this is going to have, he's got a shot at this.
If he can get that putter rolling, it's on.
On like what?
Donkey Kong.
There you go.
There
But
you
I
go.
tell you what, after what he did on Sunday, I'm pulling for him too.
Well, he did have a good Sunday.
I'm not worried about his round of golf. What he did for that little girl, I earned a lot more respect for the man than I already had for him.
Tell us, I'm not aware of what happened.
He walked off the 18th green, and Jim Bones Mackay, who played with me in college,
Yes, sir.
gave her the caddy bib. Phil gave her a ball and a glove and signed everything.
Oh, man, that's
And
awesome.
it's, it's the St. Jude up there and whatever. So
Right.
the young lady's
Okay.
fighting cancer. And
Yes, sir.
And they showed him after his round. Jim took the flag, didn't put it back in the hole, and they sat there for a good 5 to 8 minutes talking to this young lady. It was
That's
pretty
awesome.
cool. Pretty cool.
All right, guys, let's look at some of the pairings today. 7:33 a.m., local time, West Coast. Mickelson, Bubba Watson, Angel Cabrera. 8:06, Hideki Matsuyama, Graham McDowell, Matt Kuchar. Good group. 8:17, Dustin Johnson, Adam Scott with Stevie, and Sergio Garcia. Good group. 8:28, Jim Furyk, Miguel Angel Jimenez, Colin Montgomery. Interesting. 8:28, off of number 10, Martin Keimer, Yang as an amateur, and McIlroy.
Good group.
Yeah. 8:39, Patrick Reed, Chris Kirk, Jamie Donaldson.
Okay.
Got big buster there in Kirk. 133, Jeff Ogilvy, Ernie Els, Retief Goosen. I think Ogilvy could play well.
I have to agree with you 100%.
217, off of number 1, Jordan Spieth, Jason Day, Justin Rose.
That's your feature group.
Without a doubt. I go back to my comments over the last several weeks, guys. Watch for Justin Rose.
I agree with you 100%. He's one of my picks.
At 217, off of number 10, Billy Horschel, my dark horse, Paul Casey. Lee Westwood.
Okay, keep moving.
228, Tiger Woods with Ricky Fowler and Louis Oosthuizen.
How many time warnings do you think they're going to have
Between
having to hunt for golf balls?
All right, do we take the bet? There was evidently a bet that was capable of being made through Vegas, one of the betting sources, I guess. First off, the bet was the over-under on the front nine score for Tiger. And the second bet option was how many holes will he actually complete before he walks off on the first round.
I say he plays 18.
Okay.
18.
I got him at 14.
I got him playing 18, and I got him playing maybe 9 the next day if it's not good.
Oh, so you're saying he'll go into Friday.
He'll go into Friday.
Now, the over-under for his first 9 holes today was 40. I went the over.
I'll go under.
Ooh. Man, you're giving him a ton of credit. Al?
I'm going to say under.
Oh, God. Y'all two are suck-ups. All right. Unbelievable. The last group of the day, I think, it's not the last group, but at 2:39 p.m. this afternoon, a couple of other players that I think you need to keep an eye on. Jimmy Walker, Zach Johnson, Ian Poulter.
Predictable, isn't he?
Yep, he definitely.
Yeah.
I think that's another really a feature group with some really good players.
Well, as far as marquee television feature, it's got no flair except for Ian maybe. But as far as just the possibility of these players having a shot at the run.
Well, you look at the group in front of them. I mean, they're going to
Walker.
have plenty of time to watch them play because it's going to take forever for the group in front of them to get out of the way.
I agree. You want to mention who that is?
Bill Haas, Charles Schwartzel, and Hunter Mahan. And it has nothing to do with Bill Haas or Charles Schwartzel.
No, it's Chunk and Dunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Okay, guys, 156 players, 26 countries, as we mentioned. We've talked a lot about the golf course. Why don't we go ahead and kind of go through our predictions? Now, I know Jeff Deal from Barefoot Die Club is listening in. I know Professor Weldon's going to be checking out. And I think Hair Pro, Mr. Jimmy Biggs from Crow Creek, is listening in. So
Hey.
I asked them if they had recorded their predictions in the fantasy golf talk show that they do. And he goes, he had not participated. Jimmy said he had not participated, but I've got to check those out. But let's go ahead and lay ours out. That way they can, if they haven't picked, they can use our picks.
So what is actual par
We're helping them.
on this golf course?
Either 70, 71, or they can go 72.
That's
So
on
we-
the adjustable holes.
That's right.
So we have no set par.
No.
Well, there is a set par depending upon how they have the course set up
For that day.
for that day.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I would suggest that they probably go on a par 71 is the way they'll have it.
Okay.
But that's just me. Again,
Yeah, don't.
no facts.
It's different. It's totally different. Ain't
Why
it?
has that got to do with you?
I just asked you a very simple
Okay,
question.
all right. I'll start.
You always do.
Young guy. I'm going to go with Ricky. I think he got his swing back a little bit working the last couple of weeks with Butch. I think he's a good, strong putter. It was really flip-flop back and forth between him and Jordan. Jordan, I think, is a better putter, but I don't think he has the crispness and shot with irons and probably the longer irons that Ricky has. So I'm going to go young person Ricky. I'm taking, as far as a quote-unquote elder, and I'm talking plus 35, Graham McDowell. He has a real possibility. And Ernie Els. I would like to see Ernie win this thing.
I would too. I agree with you.
And then I'm going to have to go with my Garcia. So that's just me. 2015 is the
Wild
year
horse.
is the year of Sergio. So we'll see. I hope he pulls it out. He probably won't even make the cut. Who knows? And then my dark horse, my real dark horse, is Paul Casey. So You don't have to agree with me.
I didn't say a word.
Okay.
I
Well,
did
you're
not
over there.
say
You're over there
a
showing
word.
that face that you do every morning in the Louvre. So, yeah,
It'd be the Lou.
yeah. Go ahead, Al. Who you got?
Well, I basically broke it down into two categories. You know, the younger players and the older players, because there's such diversity in the field.
Right.
You know, for my younger players, I'm on Jordan, all the way,
Okay.
and Fowler. I think both those stand a really good chance. You know, I saw Fowler practicing with Lefty with Phil.
Yeah.
So you know, I think he's got a lot of course insight.
Okay.
You know, my middle of the road, I'm going to go with G-Mac, McDowell. And then in the older category would definitely either be Phil Nicholson. I'm going to throw in Cabrera as a wild horse.
Okay.
In Furyk. That's my pick.
Okay. Hugh.
There you go. You can't beat it.
God, I was just thinking the same thing.
Well, you know what, Jeff? I was only going to pick 3 like we always do, but George picked about 8.
I did not. 1, 2,
6.
3, 4, 5.
6.
I picked
Who was your dark horse?
Casey.
6.
Okay. Go
I
ahead.
picked
Okay.
6.
So, with that being said, I expanded mine to 6, so we're all
Good,
on the same
good.
playing
And
field.
Grimes picked 18, so
Yeah, that's right.
he's pretty well got it covered.
God.
I'm just laying that out there.
You just want to complain about everything today, don't
I'm
you?
just not in a real good
Jiminy.
mood today, George. so
Well,
be
I'm
glad
sorry.
I'm having fun giving you some flack, and we're laughing
Wow.
about
I'm
it.
sorry.
Okay,
All right. Go ahead, HR.
all right.
I got a couple more. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Really? you're just waiting to see who gets off the tram there at Chambers Bay. You're going to have a couple of spectators on your list here in a minute.
Oh, definitely.
All right, who you got, HR?
My number 1 is Jordan Spieth.
Spieth. Okay.
Okay.
Number
Yep.
1 because of his caddy and because he played the amateur there and didn't play well. And he's
No, he
learned
didn't
a
make
lot.
match
And
play.
he's learned a lot.
Okay.
and he's the number 2 player in the world.
Oh.
My next pick is Justin Rose.
Nah.
Okay.
I think that's just, if you don't pick him, I think something's wrong with you. The guy's been playing very, very well. He's from England. He's played well in the British Opens. He has done some things to warrant him being one of your top 2 picks, period.
Well, the reason I didn't put Rose on my list because once I put somebody on my list, then that's guaranteed that they're not going to win.
Yeah,
So-
I understand.
but as far as agreeing with you, I think he's my number 1 strongest horse in this
I
field.
think so, too.
Yeah.
I do. And my next one, obviously I pick him every major that there is, and that would be my friend Jim Furyk.
Yeah.
I just think Jim's going to be able to manage his way around there. And
Yeah,
like
for
you
the
said,
over 60 crowd, I would pick him.
as well
Yep.
as he
Yep.
putts and whatever. That's very good.
Yep.
I've got Mickelson.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
I think, like we talked about with his imagination, his short game, if he can keep the ball out of the high, tall fescue, I think he's got a really good shot at doing something in
Okay.
this thing.
Good.
My next one, I kind of follow in your lead from the standpoint of I'm pulling for Ernie. He's been playing pretty decent, and I think this fits along the lines of the British Open style that he does play well on.
Okay.
And then my last one is the one that always just sends you into a frenzy. So get ready, Jeff. Is Ian Poulter.
Somebody had to pick him.
I'm telling you
That's
right now,
right.
if he wins, you better not show up next week.
I'll tell you what, dude. I'll go ahead and put it out there now. If he wins, I'm off the show.
No,
How about that?
no,
No, just wear a bunny suit
I'll,
or something.
I'll
when you
go
come
off.
in.
I'll go off into the sunset.
no. You're not going
Oh,
off. in
yeah,
the sun.
yeah.
No,
exactly.
No, you're not.
no.
But I'll tell you what, the guy's been playing pretty decent, and it's just goofy enough to where it's he might.
You're
be
saying
able to-
he's good at goofy golf?
Yeah, I mean, well, he wears his hair like George, so why not?
He doesn't wear his hair
But
like
he uses
George.
Dapper Dan.
He uses Dapper
He
Dan,
spikes
but he
it,
doesn't.
but-
he
but
spikes
he spikes it. But
George
it's the same
doesn't spike
product,
it.
So they wear the same kind of clothes.
Okay, I noticed in all of our picks here, guys, mine, yours, all of our picks. Where's Rory?
No, hey,
Number 1 player in the world,
it's not a soft course.
Open champion.
I don't see it.
I don't see it.
I don't
don't
see the
see it.
patience. I think he's going to get a couple of breaks, and then it's just going to start banging, throwing clubs at. Well, there's no lakes out there, so you know.
So none of you guys picked Brooks Koepka?
No.
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 Huh.
He's lost a little something.
I don't know. I don't. I think after his one little deal, he's kind of lost his patience factor. It's
What
what's come
about
across.
what about one individual that kind of, as I do the funnel and make the short list, one of the individuals that I literally did not make the cut coming into here today, but I'm sitting, every time I think about him, I'm sitting there going, man, he could really make a move. Hideki Matsuyama.
I like
Possibility.
Matsuyama. I think so too, because for a reason that you guys kind of said the opposite of. I don't think putting's going to matter that much, and that's his weakest point. I mean, I think everybody's going to struggle putting.
You could be right, Jeff. I just think that, with the speed and the mounding and the crazy stuff, I mean, they showed Jimmy Walker hit a shot in the other day, and he hit it up on this hill to try to get it to a right pin, and he hit it to a far left mound up on top of the green. I mean, it was literally almost in the fescue, and it rolled 12 feet past the flag.
Yeah.
So it's all based on where you can put your ball, how you can manage
And
it.
imagination, I think. Yeah.
Well, we've
Big
got
time.
we've got upwards of 148 plus other players that are in this field, other than the ones that we chose here. You got Dustin Johnson, Myrtle Beach boy. Nobody chose him. His length. Does he have the short game wherewithal to stay? I mean, we all know he's got ADD or whatever he's got, but he has issues, even health issues as late as last week. We saw that. So that kind of took him out of the picture for me, just in the fact that mentally, is he all there? Okay? Because this is going to be the week, and we talked about this Monday. This is going to be the week of patience. Everybody's going to have a triple.
Well, there's no U.S. Open to where if you don't have patience, you're not going to be around long.
No, but this one
That's a
may be more than
prerequisite.
others. I mean, you could be striking the ball. You could hit 14 fairways out here and not be in the fairway with any of your shots.
Yeah. I agree.
100%.
You could be puring every shot you hit and not break 80. Okay? It's
You could hit 13 greens around and not break 80.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. That's what I'm saying. You could have a wonderful, as far as psychologically, ball striking day, and then all of a sudden you're sitting there and go, where did that come from? I made over par.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about it is, you got to think about it that 145 other players in the field are also going to be busting their backside
On the same course.
to break 80.
Yep.
So,
Give me
patience.
a projected winning score,
Patience.
George.
Yeah,
That's a
I'm
good
really
question.
torn on this, Hugh. I really am torn on this because if they went out, and I'm not quite sure of the course conditions this morning, okay? If the firmness of it over the last couple of days, and we talked about this off the air with the video, the amateur that was bouncing the balls off the fairway and all that. If Davis and them decided to go ahead and dump some water onto it this morning, overnight this morning, you can have somebody go out and shoot 66, 67.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? We talked about this the other day. The first couple of days, you could have a high 60s bundle of players. Okay? But then they would go to where the course was at the beginning part of the week, firm, dry, concrete, pavement, whatever it may be, how you want to refer to it, parking lot. Okay? 501. Then you're going to see them go from a stroke average of 70, maybe 71, up to a stroke average of 75. And so then that minus 5, 6 player that's after day 2, all of a sudden now, if they're hovering at even par on Saturday,
If they're lucky.
then they're going to be part of the leaderboard and first page.
I tell you what, I would take even par right now, and I would sit in the clubhouse and say, y'all have fun.
Yeah.
That's actually what I've got. I got 72, 72, 72.
That'd be 216. You're one day short.
Yeah. Just add
Okay,
another
well-
day. Just add another 72, Al.
There you go.
You're good.
You got it.
You're good.
But George,
Now, we're on the
honestly,
same page, yeah. Maybe one under.
even par wins this easily. I'm telling you right now,
Even par one
the
under.
winning score for this event is going to be +2 to +5.
I'm going to go the other way.
If-
I'm going to say
if-
-2 to minus.
Okay.
Okay.
But if they do the typical USGA where they go in and
Wow.
water one day, they don't water the next.
Yeah.
They because they will go in and water in
They're
front of
diabolical.
greens where
Let
it
me-
can be hard as a.
Hold on. Let's go to this better prediction. Does this thing turn out to be Shinnecock,
Yes.
where they're actually watering during the rounds?
Very, very possible.
Very well could be.
Ooh,
That's a
because
diabolical course.
That was the biggest thing during that championship in 2008 that Corey Pavin ended up winning. Is they had lost the greens because of the slopes and the elevation change and the moundings.
You know, isn't that the year that Goosen won
Corey Pavin. Remember, they were literally
when they putted him into the bunkers?
They had players holding their shots up so they could go out and hose down the greens, especially number 16. Yeah, it was Corey Pavin's year when he hit the 4-wood on
I
18.
remember the 4-wood.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that I think you're going to find amusing that you'll hear from players. You know, you talking about Graham McDowell. He said you could putt from 150 yards.
Right.
Well, I can promise you they'll go out there and water between the front collar of that green to about 30 to 40 yards to where you cannot bounce it in there. Mm-hmm. And that will change the whole dynamic of that philosophy. Mm-hmm. I've seen them do it before. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's so many things they do to try to trick up a golf course
Yeah.
that guys don't
and
realize.
based off of what's being said in the media press tent at the end of the day, from whether practice rounds or even tournament rounds, they're taking notes to say, okay, let's see, this guy prefers to do this, and this guy wants to do this from over here, and this. So we'll just go over there and start pinpointing.
And folks, do not think they're not doing that, because I promise you they are.
Yeah.
They are.
Well, that's my point.
That's what the USGA does.
Us against them.
How can we embarrass them?
Us against them.
I'd be as quiet as a church mouse.
Isn't that sad?
in an
Yeah.
interview.
Oh, I thought the course.
Why do you think Ian Poulter has not said a word?
Yeah.
He learned his lesson the hard way.
Yeah, I'd be quiet as a church mouse. Oh yeah.
Now, after
that's-
this tournament,
Ooh.
he might get banned from every tour in the world. Who knows? But
Well, interestingly, although this wasn't the case, Mr. Nicholas made a comment the other day. Welcome to the 2015 U.S. Open, brought to you by the RNA and the British Open. That was his perception of the golf course. The only thing about it is we know they haven't brought the RNA in as consult.
Right.
So, because would they have gone out and syringed down the front areas or whatever?
they're not going to let it get unplayable. That's the difference.
Right.
They're smart enough to understand that.
But they would have had it that way 2 weeks ago when they shut the course down for people to come in and practice. Instead of taking it to an extreme and then say, oh, okay, now we're going to change things up a little bit and really try to mess with your
And
mind.
honestly, and Jeff, I hope I'm not running over, but I mean, look at what Mike Davis said a few weeks ago about guys need to come in here and play as much as possible to learn
Yep.
the different aspects.
Yep.
Well, I hate to tell you, that's golf course that they played a few weeks ago or in the last 2 weeks is
Totally
not
different.
what they're standing on right now.
Today, right.
So what good does that do them? So that's my argument. He just laid out the biggest BS line in the world to get them in there so they could talk about it. Oh, it's fair, fair, fair. And then all of a sudden you look at what that kid's doing, bouncing a golf ball like it's off his table, and it's nothing like what they practiced on. So it's going to be interesting. It really is. I think it's going to be fun to watch, and I just I hope it doesn't embarrass a lot of people.
So, do we as spectators want it to embarrass people?
I don't. But then again, being a former player and knowing a lot of these guys, I don't want to see anybody get embarrassed. The average golfer, yeah, they might say, yeah, now you know what it feels like to me. Well,
I think that's right. I think the average golfer doesn't mind seeing a pro shoot a high number.
No.
see,
No. That goes back to the wreck.
But it goes back to the simple fact they don't understand the game, and that's the hard
Well.
part. Everybody struggles, yes, but to watch Tiger Woods shoot 85, good, bad, or indifferent, doesn't make anybody happy. It just
Yeah.
creates media.
Yeah, we
hype.
just witnessed that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but it makes media hype.
Yeah.
It doesn't people. No.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, I got you. All right. So here we are. We're at the start. They're headed out to the tee boxes now. we pretty much predict that even par is going to be the winning score.
Well,
I mean, we're looking at plus 10.
There's not a U.S. Open I've ever seen other than the one that McIlroy won, at Congressional, where just give me even par and I'll sit in the clubhouse. Because if you're at even par after 4 days, you got a really good shot to win the golf tournament.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think you're going to be in the last two groups if you're hovering. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt about it. So that makes a cut line at plus 10 to plus 12.
I think easily.
Easily.
Yeah.
If not more. Just like I said, it depends on the conditions. It depends on if they get any kind of weather.
They're not going to get any weather. It's going to be 70 degrees, sunny, little wind, not much wind.
Well, I'll take that.
That's the projections for all 4 days. So it was cool yesterday. Mm-hmm. It was cool the day before, but now it's warmed up. It's going to be mid-70s, low 70s to mid-70s, 5 to 8 mile-an-hour winds. It's all coming from the stock standard normal, coming from the Puget Sound.
Yeah, I'd say, honestly, George, thinking about it, I'd say 6 to 8 over is your cut line, somewhere in that range.
Okay, 6 to 8 over. I got it at 10. Okay?
Yep.
Al, what are you thinking?
9.
9. Oh, Lord. Okay, over, under. Let's go ahead and put this out there because I know it's not. Real quick, Jeff, we'll cut it off. Over, under on how many players withdraw?
8.
8? Mm-hmm. The over, under? Really? If you'd come out with 3, I would have said you're being aggressive. 8? Withdraw?
Or no card.
Wow. I'm going to go the under. I think it's going to be possibly 4, but probably 3. 8? You really think 8? What's your basis behind that?
Oh, I sprained
I know
my
I just
ankle.
threw it on you.
I'm 13 over, and I've played 12 holes.
My glutes aren't firing.
Yeah, my glutes aren't firing.
Got a bone in my right leg.
My hands are too close to my wrist. I don't know.
Got a bone in my right leg.
I just think a lot of it's going to be guys are going to be shooting high scores. They don't want to post them.
And I'm going to say 6.
You're going to see more injury withdrawals than you are anything else just because that's the easy way out.
Al, if you ever came up with your own creative thought process,
I'd be dangerous.
you'd be dangerous. All right, I'm in at 3. HR says 8, and Al, you said, of course, dead middle 6.
Yeah. Yep.
Jeff, you got a pick?
I'll just take 5 since it's open.
Yeah, great, good.
I like it.
Okay. Jeff's at 5. God. All right, folks, if you're listening or viewing, be sure to chat with us, email us, whatever. Let us know what you predict. All right, so we got winning score hovering par. We've got cut line hovering between, what was it, 5 or 6 that you had?
Yes, sir.
God, how creative a number. And Hugh, you were up around 8.
Yeah.
And I'm at 10. So that'll be a cut number. And then we've got number of players to withdraw, no card, whatever. Hugh's at 8, Al's at 6, Jeff's at 5, and I'm at 3. So, all right, what we got going on this? Lunch?
Sure.
Okay, all right.
Sounds
we'll
great.
do that. All right, so I'm looking forward to this. This is probably, Pinehurst, we got excited about Pinehurst last year.
It was close to home. I got a chance to go up and walk the course.
And what Core and Crenshaw did to that golf course, phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Proved itself not only with the men, but with the women.
Yep.
Okay? But this one here, I'm excited about. I really am. I'm looking forward to watching this event. I wish I could have been out there.
And for those folks that may not have an opportunity to watch but want to listen, we'll be doing some live commentary during the last round here Sunday afternoon. We're going to start, about 4, George?
Yes, sir.
Eastern time?
Yes, sir.
Eastern time, and we'll cover we'll do some live commentary for the remainder of the tournament.
Godfather will be here. Several guests will be here. Al, you'll be here.
Yes, sir.
HR, of course, he blows us off. So.
No, I have my family here for Father's Day.
I'm bringing my family. They're sitting right over there outside the studio.
Me. So, yeah, Heather's got plans. So
Okay. All right.
She who must
Be
be
obeyed.
You know,
doing
tell her
this.
she can do that at nighttime. You know, you can turn the lights out.
Mom
So,
ain't happy, ain't nobody.
yeah, I got you. All right, boys. Thanks for helping us lead into this major championship and Pro Golf Talk Live. Al, appreciate you sticking around and joining us here.
Thank you for having me,
And
sir. I
no,
appreciate it.
thank you. And HR, it's exciting.
It is. It's
Number
gonna be
two,
interesting.
number 2 major of the year. We got the British next month.
Yep.
And then the month after that,
the
PGA.
Open.
The Open, of course. I just try to categorize it.
You
So,
gotta get a little touchy on that.
by the way, good playing yesterday.
Thank you, sir.
Proud of you. TGD Radio and TV are produced and broadcast by the Zeus Radio Network for thegolfdirector.com. When visiting the Golf Director, be sure to check out our featured course pages where you'll find up-to-date information about course conditions, specials, and much more. Need help with your next golf vacation?
Just call Dave.
Give us a call, 844-GO-GOLF-1, 844-464-6531. All of our programming is archived for listening and viewing on demand. To catch up on any show you may have missed, you may click on the TGD Radio or the TGD TV tabs in the menu screen at thegolfdirector.com. We're now available on over 1
Billion.
I love the way you do that, dude. That's so good. Devices at iTunes, Audio Realm, TuneIn, YouTube, Ustream, Roku, Blueberry, and, of course, Myrtle Beach Golf app. For George Honeycutt, Hugh Roy III, Al Cloyd, we want to thank Jeff behind the glass. We want to thank you for tuning in and joining us. There's more golf news and information coming up next.